I'm Mimi Bartell with 4 Premier Properties, and this morning we are here with Kendra Young, Adam Young, and Chad Ellerbrough to talk about the Gillespie County Fair and Festivals Association and all the events that they sponsor. Soon will be the fair on August 21st. That's the Thursday through the Sunday, and we will be asking some questions and getting answers to those. So if you would, please tell us your role within the association.
I'm Adam Young, and I am a director out at the fairgrounds. This is my wife, Kendra.
I'm Chad Ellerbrough. I'm the past president from last year. I am a current director at the Gillespie County Fair Association.
If you would, please tell us how the fair originally got started, when it started, what's its origin?
The origin of the fair was originally it started back at Fort Martin Scott. That's when they did actually horse racing over there. As that went by, I guess the fort's closed down, so then they moved over to West Travis Street, which is where the current junior high school is, junior school is, and that's where they started with horse racing, and that's where the fair stayed there. I think it was around about the late 1900s is when they purchased where you know as the HEB parking lot. HEB is right there. They actually did the horse racing there, had the facility there. It stayed there until early 1970s, about 1972. That's when they decided that that facility was not large enough for them to grow. So they purchased 100 acres out there close to the airport, and that's where they put the facility at. And from now on, that's where we've been since 1972. And we started the pari-mutuel horse racing out there, and approximately 1992 is when they went to actually the legalized gambling of horse racing. So before, it used to be just regular brush tracks and people would be standing around betting against each other's horses. And a lot of the horses back then were actually owned by local ranches that would ride their horses at the races. And then the fair started in 1881, which we're hitting our 137th year this year. So after that, 137 years, we're the longest continuous state fair in the state of Texas. And it's just, like I said, it's gone from there on, and the fair has just gone bigger and bigger and bigger every year.
I remember as a little girl going to the fair where the HEB is now, and my grandpa would stand and lean on the fence and watch the horse races and give us a quarter. And that quarter would last us about an hour because rides were really cheap. And so we'd go and we'd ride all the rides, and then we'd go back to my grandpa and say, okay. And he'd give us another quarter like you guys go on and get. But so I have really fond memories of the fair down at the old HEB location. So would you tell us about the events for the fair that's coming up, the sequencing of those, and what people can expect and have fun doing?
For the fair, the Thursday night is the first night that we start, and I cannot remember, the Queen Court is that night?
The Queen Court is that night, and that's also the day that all of the fair entries can be turned in. So we have the exhibition hall on Thursday, and we start taking entries at 1 for the contest there, and then that evening
they will have the actual Queen's contest, which will be stationed out there on the main dance floor on the old stage that we have. We have actually leased a new stage every year now because as the bands grow bigger, the music changes, so they need a little bit more movement, I guess. So we've changed that around. But yeah, the Queen's Court, it's really good. The Queen's Court actually started in 1949. That's when our first queen was. So since then, we've been having a queen every year. Oh. Queen and duchesses.
The actual queen, crowning of the queen is actually Friday. Thursday is when everything is turned in, and then Friday evening, I believe at 7 o'clock is when they do the actual...
The last interviews, and then they crown the queen. So,
Kendra, you mentioned turning in things to the exhibits. So if you would, explain what all is turned in, what are the different categories that people can submit items
so we
to?
have a multitude of categories. We've got, our agriculture, we've got the adults and children's department, so they can turn in anything that they've grown, eggs, and that's a huge draw. We've got a quilt section, we have children's art, adult art, junior baking and canning, adult baking, we have a nursing home, sewing, crochet, special needs.
Plants.
Plants,
Plants,
yes,
yeah.
we also have plants.
And then
it also extends to the livestock world. They everything from chickens to rabbits to pigs and calves, steers. They have a hay judging where all the locals send in their hay for the year, and they send it off to be tested, and they have a champion based on the readout of the amount of protein and everything else. So
We have that in the fair catalog, so they can find that in the fair office or online as well. That gives all of the fair catalog here is in the very back. It gives all the rules and all the departments, and so judging on that starts Thursday evening, and then we announce all the winners late that night or early Friday morning.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And then on the other end of the hall is actually all like nonprofit organizations that get to come out there and they can put up their own little binders and shows about, a lot of it has to do with the old schools throughout the area. They have a bunch of exhibits for that, and a lot of the organizations in town put up stuff. So you can actually come and learn about some of the other things that nonprofits and different organizations in town. History, yes.
And then part of that too is either I'm going to call it the youth livestock show. Is that correct?
The Youth Livestock Show is going to be the actual Gillespie County Livestock Show, which that is going to be in January. I
Okay.
think it's the first weekend of January. They've changed it a couple times, but I'm pretty sure it's the first
But
weekend.
there are animal exhibits.
yes.
They're in the
Yes,
fair,
They have a
yes.
county stock show.
Okay.
And
Yes,
it's
but the-
for children, adults,
yes.
anybody can enter that. And as long as you're a county resident, they
Yes.
allow you to enter that.
But for the fair, yes, you can enter what you want out there. So if you got a pet rooster you want to bring out there and throw them in there, you can, or rabbits.
I can bring one of my goats.
You can bring one of your goats.
Breeds
Yes,
of chickens.
yes. The chickens are pretty interesting, and like I said, we have rabbits, and there's different things to do out there. So
Okay. And you have live music.
we do.
We have bands every single night. Thursday is Tejano night.
Thursday is Tejano night, and then Friday night we have basically it's a local country singer, so everybody wants to come out and dance, they can, because it seems like nowadays people just come to listen to the music and they don't really want to dance to it.
Oh.
So I think it's Jody Nix is Friday, and then Saturday we have Eli Young Band and Chris Cagle playing for us. So
Very good. Thank you. What about the parade? Tell us about the parade.
the parade is on that Friday morning. They usually start lining up at about 7:30 in the morning. Parade kicks off at 10. Right now, I think the forms, did they extend
We
it
are
to
still accepting
They're
fair
ex-
entries.
fair entries and
Float
float
entries.
entries for the fair, for the parade? So you're more than welcome to come join it. And if you don't put one in, it's not a big deal either. We just stick you in the very back of the parade.
Okay.
So if
Behind
you-
the horses?
Behind the horses, behind the horses, yes, behind the horses. So, but yeah, that is, like I said, it starts at 10 o'clock and they'll go up and down the main strip. I don't think we go as far as we used to because of
It's
traffic.
hot.
It's hot. It's always hot.
But I think that's definitely one of the favorite things that everybody looks forward to. That's the time when families, as a tradition, everybody parks on Main Street. All of the families come together. Their kids are there. They just have a good time with it. And I mean, I think that is something that we remember as a child, and that we're trying to instill in our children and grandchildren as well. So
When you park on Main Street, you need to give people a heads up of when to park on Main Street. Would that be Wednesday night or Thursday
Yeah, I think
night?
it just depends on when you want to park there because
and
everybody
how long
knows.
you've been parking there,
Yes.
because some families have. This is my
The-
spot,
yes,
and I'm going to
yes.
park Wednesday night.
Yes, and they've been parking there forever. So, with the other portion of the fair too is we do have, besides the bands and everything, we do have the carnival, which will be there, which is the Moore's Greater Shows. We've had them there probably about 15 years now. Excellent carnival, and they'll be open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They're going to have wristbands out there. I think they're $35 a piece, and they start a little later because it's so hot during the day. It's a safety hazard for the kids on the rides, and so they start a little later. But other than that, I mean, it's excellent. I like going over there and catching a ride every once in a while. when I get-
Yourself?
Oh, I do.
And then there's the horse racing.
Oh, of course, there's definitely the horse racing. We start opening the gates this year at 11. Since we got rained out for the 4th of July, we decided we're trying to squeeze in a few extra races. So we're starting at 1 post time this year. So that'll be Saturday and Sunday for the racing. And just come out. it's great. If you've never got to stand next to the rail and watch the horses run in front of you, you don't know what you're missing because of the thunder and the feel in the chest when they ride by. So
Where do the horses come from?
the horses come from all over the United States. Majority of the horses, I'm just guessing because we don't actually know exactly, but because I don't actually do that portion of the registration of the horses. We do have a lot that come from Oklahoma, New Mexico, Louisiana is the biggest ones that I can. So there's a lot of them there that come from those different areas.
Well, it sounds like there's something for everyone over the 4 days of the fair.
Oh God, yes. If you can't find something to do, we're doing something wrong. Just let us know and we'll figure it out.
Would you please tell us about other events that the association hosts?
In the very springtime, we have it's called Fandango. It's I'm not correct on this, but I think it's the AMCA. It's an antique motorcycle club that comes out and puts it on for us. They have a swap meet on Thursday and Fridays, and then they do live motorcycle racing on Saturday and Sundays. So we let them use the horse track one time, and it was not very feasible because of the different things. So what our guys did to help them out, we went ahead and they built them an inside track on our track just for them to race on. So, and my favorite thing is to come out and watch when they do the chopper drags, because we still let them do the drags on the track. It is lots of fun, very loud, and it's just very enjoyable. And then they have mini bike races, but until you come out there and walk around and enjoy that and see some of the motorcycles they have, when they fill the hall up with motorcycles, it's just unreal. They had one of the original, one of the first built Harley Davidsons out there on display. I mean, they have motorcycles. It's cool. So if you love motorcycles, you need to come out and see us.
And even if you don't, it'd be
Even
something,
if you don't, the racing
to
is very
see,
enjoyable
yeah.
to watch. Yes, the racing is very enjoyable.
fun.
And then after that, then they have the monster trucks. It'll be Saturday. I can't remember exactly what day. It's in April though. And then after that, then we move into our night in Old Fredericksburg, which with night in Old Fredericksburg, that is a race weekend for us. And that's, besides our 4th of July, it's the first weekend that we race, but then the next one is the night in Old Fredericksburg. We have 42 competition dominoes, and then we have washer pitching, and then they have goat roping, which we have goat roping that goes throughout all the race weekends out there, which is, if you haven't seen goat roping, it's very entertaining. I mean, it's fun to watch some of the little kids get in there and do that too, and it could be a little dusty if we don't get enough water on there, but it's still a blast to watch them. And then from the goat roping, we have, let's see here, the barbecue cook-off, which is it's for Night in Old Fredericksburg. It's a barbecue cook-off. We are through the Lone Star Barbecue Society. We are a state-sanctioned championship cook-off. So, and it's very good that we have that, and it's always a good time. It's a little hot, but the guys that come to do the barbecue, the majority of them come because they like the horse racing. They can go gamble too and cook while they're doing it. So,
Yeah. Sounds fun.
yes. And then as we move on, we have the steer show. After that, that'll be the next weekend. And then this weekend, we have races again. And with these races, we have the goat and lamb futurities. So that's a big thing that's going on right now at the Ag Barn. So we have a bunch of people doing their goats and sheep, meat goats, basically. And then from there, then we jump into the next one is going to be the fair.
Okay.
And
So-
then after fair, we have scholarship fest.
And after that, we have the Scholarship Fest. And
Would you like to tell us about the Scholarship
The
Fest?
Scholarship Fest this year is on September 20th. Scholarship, this is our 27th or
28th. This is our 28th year.
Okay, 28th year in Scholarship Fest, and that is our largest fundraiser of the year that brings in the funds for the scholarships that the fairgrounds provides for the youth, the little
Yes.
youth in Gillespie County.
The Scholarship Fest was actually originally started because a bunch of the fair directors got together and they were noticing that a lot of people were giving out, scholarships to kids. So they said, why don't we do this? So what they did is they went ahead and they built the Scholarship Fest. It started off first of all with they had a barbecue cook-off out there. So they'd take everybody and they'd bring their meat and they'd cook off. And then once they're done cooking, then they would judge it and then they would serve the meat to the people that were there. And as then we've kind of progressed past that, but it's a great thing. We give, I'm not exactly what our dollar value is now at 587,000 that we've given in
Oh, no.
scholarship.
No,
No, it's more than that.
We're approaching.
650,000.
So it's
I
600.
believe it's
Maybe
even
even
higher than
higher
that.
than that.
I think we're approaching the $1 million mark almost at this point. Last year,
So-
we were fortunate enough, I believe we gave away $90,000
Wow.
in scholarships to the youth of Fredericksburg, or Gillespie County.
Gillespie County.
And the beauty of our particular scholarship application is you do not have to go to a four-year school to receive a scholarship. We actually honor vocational schools. If you want to go to an air conditioning tech school or a mechanic school,
Nursing.
we actually view that as positive ways, and y'all need help too.
Absolutely.
So we've opened it up to various scopes, I guess. It's not just for somebody going to a traditional four-year school.
It's for vocational, technical, as well as.
Yes,
Yes.
and now we've also
traditional.
opened it up to allow them to renew their scholarship. So if they get a scholarship this year and they keep their stuff grade-wise and they follow the parameters of the scholarship, they can reapply and get another year out of it.
for
That's really,
continued education.
Yeah, that's really helpful.
So yes,
Because a lot of those kids don't have the money to go and do a voc tech program or a higher ed traditional program. That's awesome.
But the Scholarship Fest is one of my favorite events. It's like I said, that's our main event that we give out for all the scholarships, and it's our event for the fairgrounds for the youth. And if you've never been, I always try to make everybody, you got to come.
That's why I was. Would you explain really what goes on there at the Scholarship
So
Fest?
the
All the
Scholarship
activities
Fest,
that are
it
there.
starts out at 4:00 in the afternoon is when the gates open. We have a bunch of various games you can play, whether it's a deck of cards, you can buy a chance to win a gun or a ladies package or a liquor wagon, or we have various prizes on that that you buy chances to win just that specific item. We also have a raffle that we do. We sell raffle tickets. We have over 20 guns on the raffle. And then it's usually about 75 to 80 prizes that vary from physical items to gift certificates to actual winning guns and other items. And then we have silent auction where there's various things that have been donated that you have opportunity to win bidding on that. And then we have a cook-off per se where we have like a little tailgating area underneath the food court where they make samples of foods for like appetizers. You can go do that. And then we have a full barbecue meal with all the sides and trimmings that we serve. And then we have an actual live auction after that as well, where we have anywhere from dogs to barbecue pits to fire pits to guns. We've hog hunt, helicopter hog hunts, alligator hunts, fishing trips. We have all kinds of.
When
The live
you
auction
And then
is
with the
really
meal
fun.
though, we make brisket.
but you mentioned alligator, and I know that alligator is served there because my
Oh,
husband
that would
does.
be the wild game dinner that you're thinking
Oh,
about.
oh, is that
Yep,
okay?
the wild game dinner,
Okay,
yep.
yeah.
No, I don't think we've had anybody that served alligator, but the tailgate theme that we have has really inspired a lot of people. So, and a lot of those that are doing it are actually alumni from particular colleges that come do it. And I always say that you don't have to be part of the college, just whatever team you want to root for, you want to come hang out. And if you want to cook for one, just give us a holler over there,
That's
and
awesome.
we can figure out where to put you at. But it costs $20 to get in the gate.
It's all your food.
It's all your
drinks.
food, all your drink, so all your beverages are included too. So I don't know where you can go and get a full-blown meal for $20.
$20, yeah.
Support the youth
And
at
so-
the
and
same
support
time.
the
It's
youth.
To a good
just
cause.
Fun,
Yeah.
fun evening.
And when you do come out there and support, if you're going to be buying stuff through the auction and stuff, you got to remember that we are a nonprofit organization, so that helps with your donations.
Some of my friends bought a border collie there. It's probably been 3 or 4 years ago. And so they came home with Brandon, who was this little bitty cute black and white. And they still have him, of course, and he's super smart and kind of runs the house.
We bought a blue lacy a couple years ago.
Oh, did you?
Yes, you just
So.
never know what you'll come home with.
As far as raffle tickets, we do not sell online, but any admission tickets for horse racing or the fair, you can go to our website, gillespiefair.com, and they're all available on our website. As far as donations go, anything is accepted. Just contact the fair office.
So the Scholarship Fest, you have to remember, is being put on by locals for locals. The fairgrounds is run completely by volunteers. What are there, 5 paid employees?
There's 5 paid employees that are out at the fairgrounds. So, and then right now we have approximately 26 active directors out there. And I always tell everybody, and we always say it day in and day out, is that the fairgrounds would not exist if it wasn't for the volunteers. So I mean, it's something that really, I mean, you got to have volunteers out there. Otherwise, that's how we've been able to survive with our horse racing, is because of our volunteers.
If someone wants to get involved, how do they do that?
All they would have to do is call up to our local, just go on to GillespieFair.com, and our phone number is there for the office. Just call up there and talk to one of the ladies up there, and they'll be more than happy to set you on a path of where you want to help volunteer. So
volunteers are anywhere from, I mean, there's serving beer, there's the change booth,
Right.
the front ticket gate. I mean, there is a huge variety of things that people can do and showcase any of their talents or time.
Yes.
And there's always openings for those slots.
Just the fair on that Thursday, when we take entries for the children and the adults, I would estimate we probably have close to 100 people that donate their time all day Thursday for that particular section. It takes a lot to do it, and as far as the racing goes, I mean, I bet we have 200 people there every day.
Well, with that, we will let you go, so y'all can get to work out at the fairgrounds. And thank you so very much for spending time today with us to let us learn more about the fair and the association.
Thank you.
thank you very much.